Hello, sunshine. This is Joy from Michigan in the United States, and I am going to do a swipe a little bit different than what I've done before. But first, I keep forgetting to show you guys. This is the plywood round that I experimented on, and it had warped. It's really, really thin. I'm trying to tell if you guys can see that. It had warped when I painted it, but it didn't stretch anything out as it dried, and it's got this beautiful, you can really see the gold here is so pretty. So it held up pretty well. I'm going to try to resin this one, and when that's done, I'll show you that as well. I do let my pieces sit usually about a month. Wood I can get away with doing it a little bit quicker than that. So we'll see, but at least a few weeks, even for wood. It dries a little bit quicker than the canvases do, but I like to be extra cautious and not have any disappointments down the road. So just wanted to share that with you guys. It did dry just fine. So hopefully you will see that one again with some resin on it at some point. Okay. I feel a little bit unorganized, but we're gonna roll with it. I have been, if you watched my last video, I've been trying to get my metallics mixed up a little bit better. So this is not gonna be used today. It's only been mixed up this morning. I've been out in the art room just mixing paints and kind of prepping for about an hour. And I don't know if you can see in this cup, but it's still lumpy. So it just takes a lot of work to get it mixed completely. So I'm gonna let that sit while I make my video, and then I'll go back to mixing. This one is even worse. It's like cottage cheese or thin cottage cheese maybe. But I mixed it up later too. So I'm gonna let that sit for a while, and then I'll just go back and stir it from time to time until it's the right consistency and has no lumps. All right, so let's get started. My table is cleaner, but I feel like I've got a lot of stuff on it, so I don't want to move you guys out of frame. There we go. All right, so I'm just gonna do a plain white background. I have no idea if this is gonna work out. I've done this style before, but it's been a long time ago. So I'm not sure I remember exactly how I did it before, and I really didn't want to look it up. I just wanted to kind of wing it today. So, my goodness, there's just paint everywhere already. Okay, so I'm just gonna start with a base coat of titanium white. All of my paints are mixed with Floetrol and water at a ratio of 1 to 1.5, and I put all of this information in my description box as well. So if you're curious, take a look at that. I'll list my colors, my pouring medium, all of that good stuff. All right. I feel like getting my blow dryer out to move this paint around. It does do a base coat very quickly when you use your blow dryer, but it also makes a huge mess, so I'm not gonna do that today. So just using my palette knife to move stuff around here. You can do this with your hands too, it doesn't really matter. Just so long as you get paint on the canvas, all is well. I'm gonna turn this, guys. I know that will take part of this out of frame for you, but makes it a little bit easier and quicker for me to do the boring part. I really could have done this ahead of time. I'll try to do that next time because there's nothing real exciting to see for this part. So we have had a heartbreaking week here in the United States, and I have found it hard to get back into the art room. So I apologize. My videos will probably not be quite as frequent as they had been as things are opening up and I am returning to work and things are being put back in the schedule. I'm finding it hard to find time to spend in my art room. So I apologize for that. I will do my best, but I know I'm not going to be able to keep up at a painting a day. That's what I was doing before, and it's just the reality of where I am right now. It's not feasible for me. So I will still try to do one at least every other day, but I'm not going to make any promises at this point. Life seems so unpredictable. You just never know how much life is going to change in a day. So that's my 2 cents on that, and I'm not going to go down that road any further. Just know I'm doing my best, and pray that you all are staying safe and finding ways to cope with isolation and loneliness and fear. You know, here in the United States, we have riots and looting going on across the country, and it's just a scary, scary time. So, all right, I'm gonna move on to art. I don't wanna get too political here, so here we go. All right, white background. I'm not too worried. It looks, you know, all sorts of wiggly, wobbly. I don't know what the word would be. I'm not gonna worry about it. We're just gonna go for it. Okay, so what I wanna do is, if this works correctly, I'm just going to pop my air bubbles first. This white was just mixed up this morning as well. I don't worry so much with the colors, but it is nice if you can leave them sit just a little bit, just so you don't get as many air bubbles. But there we go. That takes care of that. So I'm gonna do little tiny puddles of color all over, and then I'm gonna swipe with white from this end, I think. So most of my colors will not have silicone in them. A couple of them will. So this is my brand new color. Just got this within the last week, I think. It is Crimson by, oh, let me check. Master's Touch. And I just think it's a beautiful red, so I'm excited. This will be the first time that I've used this color on a painting. Just checking my consistency. That's one of those mistakes I made the other day. Trying not to do that. Okay, it looks good. So I'm just gonna make a little drop. Oh, that was a big drop, or a big drop. And for most of the little puddles that I'm gonna do, I'm not going to layer them. It's going to be just one color. And when I swipe, those will get mixed. This is a lovely red. I really like this. And like I said, this one does have some silicone. And I am trying to do less paint on the end here and more paint on this end, if that makes sense. All right, so this color is the swipe color I used the other day that I did not like as my swipe color. It's a pretty color, it's just not what I was looking for that particular painting. So this has silicone in it. It just Phthalo Blue plus iridescent medium and a little bit of white. So let's see. Oh goodness, that came off that stick really fast. I didn't check the consistency on this one. It might be a little bit thin. Let me see. No, it's okay. I just had a lot more on the stick than I realized. That's okay. So I'm looking at kind of wanting to do mainly primary colors. I might I've got a little bit of an ivory or a cream with some silicone in it, and I think I'll throw that in here as well, just to see what that does to the mix. Oh dear. I have a little hair. Let me see if I can get that out. Who knows? People hair, dog hair, cat hair, could be any of the above. There we go. Gone hair. That's all that matters. All right, so this is one of those paintings that it's ideal for me because you just do whatever you feel like. If you feel like that needs more blue, you can add a little more blue. So, one more drop. All right. Set that aside. I think I am going to put just a little bit of this cream in. I don't want to put too much in. I don't want it to overtake or to mute the colors too much. You can see I reuse all my sticks as many times as I can. All right. A little bit of cream, not much. This will mean we'll get a little bit of pink, a little bit of pale blue. Who knows what else? A little bit of green, pale green when it mixes with that blue. A little bit of orange. All right. more up here, one more down here, little one. We're gonna call that good. Okay, so the rest of my colors will not have any silicone in them. I kind of want to add a little bit of phthalo blue. I know I've got blue on there already, but I just love this deep, deep blue. So let's put just a little here and there. It doesn't have to take over. These squeeze bottles are nice for this technique because it really gives you a lot of control over how big your drops are. You can do pretty small or pretty big. I'm gonna do one right there. And you know what, I am gonna layer a couple. So I'm gonna add this here, that'll make that a little bit purple, which I think will be nice. Okay. And then I'm gonna add, this is Cadmium Medium Yellow Hue. And it's freshly mixed, but I think it'll be okay. It's actually freshly mixed Cadmium Medium Yellow Hue with what I had left in the bottle. So hopefully it plays nice. Give this a little bit of brightness. I do want some orange. I might actually add a little bit of orange. And this should be one solid swipe. Okay. Oh, I feel like that's a little imbalanced. Let's add a little bit of yellow up here. Okay. Let's add a little bit of orange. This is Cadmium Orange Hue. Just little dots everywhere. And we'll just see what we get. To be perfectly honest, I'm not sure if I did drops before or if I did lines. So this could be completely different than what I have in my mind, but it'll be beautiful no matter what. I say that, how many times have I had to scrape paintings? Oh goodness, that's okay. All right, might get a little, I don't know why I put that on the blue. You'll get some mud there, but that's okay. There are ways to scrape it if you don't like the final result. All right, I think I'm gonna call that good. So now comes the fun part. Actually, first I'm gonna cover up my paint, so bear with me a minute. Just gonna cover these up so I don't run the risk of knocking them over and then having to stop the whole video because I just made a mess. So this one, and I do have some colors mixed up for tomorrow, so hopefully I will get out here. But again, like I said, I can't make any promises at this point. Life has gotten really crazy, but we'll get through it. We always do. All right, we've got this little tiny blue cup. I'm not gonna worry about my white because that's gotta go in a little squeeze bottle. So that can stay out for now. So this is what I do with my paints, guys, while I'm not painting. I just a little saran wrap, a little rubber band. I call it good. I've not had any issues so far with that. All right. Oh, I'm so tempted to put a little purple in there, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'll get some purple from the red and the blue in there. So this is my swipe color. It's titanium white plus 2 drops of silicone, which is a lot for this little tiny bit of paint. I'm gonna stir it around really, really well. I really want that silicone to break up, and hopefully I have enough to swipe with. I'm just looking at my table realizing I'm gonna have a really hard time swiping when there's all this paint at this end. So let me just move things around real quick, guys. If you haven't yet, I would love it if you'd hit that subscribe button. If you've already subscribed, thank you so, so much. It really does mean a lot to me that I have people out there watching me create art and that it speaks to them in some way or fashion. So thank you for that. I love to see comments. What did you think? What should I have done differently? What did I do right? What do you want me to see do again? What do you want me to never do again? Whatever your thoughts are. I just love knowing that there's people out there that are watching and hopefully becoming inspired All right, I'm gonna move this down just a little bit. There we go, so I don't have to reach so far from this side. Okay. Here goes nothing. So I'm gonna take my white and just down on this end. White plus silicone. So it's the same color as the background, which should help. Oh, I didn't realize that blue was right there. Let's just pour that right off. There we go. All right, so you guys, I cleaned my swipe tools. Isn't that amazing? That's the beauty of these. This one's not big enough though, so I'm gonna have to use, I have all these pieces that are cleaned, and I have one piece that I didn't clean, and that's the one I need to use today, so I apologize. This is a laminating sheet closed on itself. So let's just, I'm sorry, don't mind the noise, I had to move the cans of paint. I think we better go this end. Oh my goodness, that could have been bad. Okay. All right, guys, here we go. Drop that into the paint and just pull it down. Well, I don't like the end there, but that's fixable. Look at all those tiny cells. Oh, yum, yum, yum. Loving that. All right, let me fix this one spot before. Actually, there's two spots, but we'll get them both. Not sure what I'm gonna do with this end here. Okay. Actually, I think I do know what I'm gonna do, but oh, these cells are so pretty. I hate to stretch them, but I'm not loving this look. So I think I'm going to switch to the other idea I had, which is my trusty straw, and just blow some of these ends out. See, I got bigger cells here because of the way I swiped that. Frustrating. All right. I just don't have much to work with on there, and there's not much paint. I'm going to spin this around. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm blocking your view, aren't I? All right. Gonna turn this way for just a minute, guys. And this part's bumming me out, but I'm gonna leave it. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing now. I'm sorry. All right, I think I'm happy with that. Oh, except for that one section that's really, really bumming me out, where I had to re-swipe and we lost all those beautiful little cells. But I think I'm gonna have to live with it because the rest of it is just too gorgeous. I'm gonna hit it with some heat, guys. Mostly just to pop the air bubbles. We obviously don't need more cells, but this section in here I'm just in love with. I am going to try to blow this way just to create the continuity of it. If I end up with a white stripe there, I'm okay, but we'll try. Look at that crimson. There we go. All right, guys, I am not sure if I scrape this to get rid of that little section there that I don't like. The rest of it is so pretty. All right, I'm gonna think on it for a minute. I will be back shortly. All right, guys, back with you. I did just do a little bit more swiping there. I should have done it on camera, I'm sorry. What I did, and it worked fairly effectively, I think, was I took this little tiny swipe tool that I have, my little piece of laminate, and I dipped just this end here in the swipe color. So there was just like a little thin bead of that on the end of there, and then I swiped through that section that I didn't like. It's still not my favorite section, but it's definitely better than where it was, I think. So I'm just gonna take my white and cover my edges. Pull some of that color down, that doesn't bother me. And then catch it with your finger, and you can get the other side too. So you don't have to use too terribly much paint. It's a funny way to say that, but I think you know what I mean. All right, so the side here where the paint originated is going to be tricky, so I'll come back to that. All right, so we're going to come over here. We're just going to add just a little for the edges. That's a lot for the edges, but that's okay. I'd rather too much than too little. And hopefully this white that I'm adding will pull some of these colors down the side. Maybe I'll give them a little help with my straw. All right, that's better. And let me see the back edge. Again, this is something you can always address later on. I could have always come back after this is dry even and add paint on my edges, but I figure, well, the paint's out, why not? Why not get it all taken care of? And I did not tape off the back of this canvas. I thought about it this time, but I'm just not real big on that. I kind of like a messy background. And since I don't sell a whole lot of my paintings, I don't have much feedback from clients on that. So until I have somebody that, I don't know, is really bothered by it, I guess I'm not too worried about it. All right. I do like how this flowed over, so I'm going to try not to lose the colors I have. I know you guys can't see that, but there are colors that have just kind of run down the edges here, which I like. So I'm just putting a little paint on my finger and then using it to pull this paint down the edges so that we have a continuous painting. All right. Again, I have a lot of paintings that I hang in my house without frames, and this makes it more, I don't know, attractive, hanging on the wall without a frame. Of course, a frame is always better, but not everybody can do that, so that's okay. All right, guys. I think that is it for this one. Let me know what you think. I love the lacing through here, the beautiful little cells. So I will take you in for a close-up, and I will see you on the next one. Thanks so much, guys. Boy, I can tell you on the camera, you just can't see the colors the way you can in real life. They are so rich and vibrant. That gray there really looks more blue. This orange section, I just love that. Little Nemo there, maybe. So there you go. I don't know if this technique has a name or not. Puddle swipe, maybe? Let me know what you guys think. Thanks so much.